But I do have to say real quick before like answering that question, I do love the fact that they went for Magnus here. They're dealing against 3 extremely squishy targets. They're going against Joke on the Samuel, Vigihosu on the Scarf, and Kyo on this Kestrel. Arden and Tony respectively are just an easy gateway to applying his passive on anyone, then just Seraphic Flare, nuke, kill everyone. So really, this is a situation where potentially Magnus can be extremely impactful, and I'm really loving how they're drafting this around. Like, draft so far, except for the first game, like, it was a little bit dodgy. Like, so far, the last 3 games have been having great drafts, and I'm really, really enjoying what these teams have been coming up with.
Definitely have to agree with you. I mean, each draft slightly different in its own way, and both teams choosing to focus on their strength. Not choosing to ban out these specific target bans, apart from the kinetic that we've seen against Joeyscags, but that's about what you get for these target bans. Looking like he was trying to invade that. Crocobullia will manage to secure, looks like he will secure the barrier treant. Successful invade there. In life, just going to have to get the rest of that jungle. So slight invade going in the favor for Crocobullia and the side of Joker's team.
Checking out what's going on. I didn't ask you the question actually. I just remembered Highland. Which draft do you think is going to be winning this one?
So I personally, I think that I actually love the siege comp coming out of Joker. I'm gonna be a bit different here. I'm gonna go against the gradient, and I actually think that Joker's team could win this if they can push with the Kestrel, with the Scarf, and with the Samuel coming around. You could even lane swap if the Vici Joswy is struggling. Vici Joswy could come into the jungle and Joker, but we see that rotation coming out. Samuel just so good at getting these utility, these early game ganks, just running down both sides, no matter the Oscar, forcing those backs coming out. And that's what we talk about, is early game aggression. They need to come into this game as if it's still 0-0 in the series, because they can't let this 2-1 get in their head, because if it does, they're going to start making mistakes, and that's where mid is now really going to take advantage.
Now that's exactly what we saw earlier in like League of Legends Worlds. If you guys didn't see, like G2, they lost their first game, and you can really see in their gameplay that they were just having really like a bad like mindset, and they were just feeling really bad. And like 50% of your games are going to be like, to win them is going to be because of your skill, 50% is going to be about your attitude and your moral, if you're having a good moral or bad moral. So really here, if they can just go through the mindset that they are behind, they can come back in this game, I'm 100% sure, because they have so many skilled talents on their side. They just can't allow their mindset to really ruin their like potential chances of winning this game.
Exactly, they have the players in the game to series to game 5, but we just have to see it all out on the mindset and the gameplay, as you say. They are securing a back camps, or securing that. Will be Joker and Crocobullia not going to find anything yet, as it was cleared exceptionally quickly with the help of Tremble.
Easy clears, let's go. Shares the damage on all of those 3 camps of the double backs and the CP buff. Here's a stun on top of Vigihosu, doesn't follow up with the damage unfortunately. But Oscuri didn't go for an early game energy battery, which is a little bit surprising because you do need it on this kind of hero. Like, Magnus is just like a Celeste, it's just like a Scarf. It eats up your energy so quickly. You need an early game energy battery or void battery. Like, you can't afford yourself to not go for that. So Oscuri kind of struggling, dashing out the damage, kind of struggling already farming up here. So he's got to be a little bit cautious about that. He does have 30 CS compared to Vigihosu that has 33. So it's still really close, but you see that even Vigihosu, he knows that. He went for the House and Charger's first item. Scarf is a hero that is really good to go House and Charger's first item. You do lose a little bit of potential damage, but you win damage output on the long run by being able to just pop your damage-based abilities a little bit more often. So I do like that he went for that, and I would recommend definitely for Oscuri to do the same kind of play, because Magnus is just so reliant on short cooldowns and also energy relevancy.
I mean, we talk about the deficit, but when that's really coming in for the lanes here, Tony is so much further behind on CS than this Grump draw, about 15 to be exact. And is that pressure coming out again from Joeyscags and Life in the lane? We've talked about just how hard it is, and they're actually Deadly Hollow choosing to give his farm over to Samuel, choosing to get the Samuel into the late game, where Samuel's rotations are going to be even.
Hello? Your voice cut. Hello?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I didn't know if you were still talking, and I was like, I'm confused. But just a little bit of poking happening into the mid lane. Joeyscags, Crocobile down to now mid HP. Want to see how Skiri's gonna what he's gonna purchase when he goes back to the base. We're gonna see first item getting purchased by Rudy on this go. I'm sure he's got his pulse with now. He's gonna be looking good, and Fancy can engage a little bit more carefree onto this Kestrel. Can apply that slow, can add up that little bit of an extra slow when the pulse does get procced up. Live, can he secure it? Oh, that would have been just awesome if he went for it. And we were talking actually about this into the drafting phase right now, Highland. We were talking about this Scarf and Samuel Wombo combo. Which one was going to get played into the jungle position? I said that both were possible. The both picks do work out in jungle, and they did go for Joker in jungle, so that means the Joker, he has to go down the itemization path of Spellfire, Frostburn. That is where you're going to have the most impact in your game because you're going to rotate so much. You want to have items that adds a little bit of CC and utility in those ganks. So really the best way for Joker to go around this is just go full utility CP items. That means Spellfire, Frostburn is going to be the best way for him to deal with it. As Live tried to secure the weapon buff for himself, but unfortunately gets it stolen right under his nose. But maybe can revenge himself on top of Joeyscags as he pops his own boots.
Definitely looking to trying to find more jungle to take their max man, but we're not going to find it in like 6.5 minutes of the game. Gold lead non-really existent, but with the rotation coming out from IKEA, a bit of trouble. Osprey and Nomad Vagabond, they just can't quite find them there. The position is there to let me know. And now, one shot, one kill, gonna land on Nomad Vagabond. Dragon Spear coming out into life, and that unfortunately will be the Tremwalker going down. So it will actually be first blood.
That was such a smart play.
Counter rotation.
That was such a smart play from Crocobile. He had the reflex block up his sleeve, and he knew exactly what Life was trying to do. He was getting closer to the Black Claw pit, used the block to actually deny the hook and chain away from Life, and then he couldn't actually refresh the cooldown on his hook and chain, and he couldn't use the trespass, so he 100% was going to die. That was extremely smart decision making by Crocobile to secure that first blood for his team. Really got to praise that. It's the small things, but they make a big difference on the long run.
Exactly, and that's the sort of micro plays to win you this final series. Is that little thing in a team fight that may not seem so big, but it has a giant impact.
Rotation towards bot lane. Tony got himself also a sexy pulse weave. Oscuri did get himself the house in charge I was talking about earlier. Went for first item Spellfire. So far, no big surprises on these carries. I wonder if Oscuri is going to go for a Clockwork next, which a lot of people do like to do, but I would personally, I do not think that would be the itemization pass he should go for. He's got his house and charges, he's got that cooldown reduction and an energy management, and he's taken care of it at least for this early to mid-game stage by the house and charges. Now he's got to really focus on big, nuke, insane damage output. What could it be? He could go for Shadow Glass, he could go for Dragon's Eye, even though I would personally not recommend it. I don't think he really needs it here, they're just so squishy. He can just go full burst, and he should be also just fine. But Live, get invaded once again, and getting a little bit too far in this fight. He does get crucied out on his ultimate Oblivion. Gets blocked out, but the one shot. Oh! Dodged it just in time.
Oh, just walking into the gauntlet. Nice.
Hello.
Joeyscags into the gauntlet with a bad boot. That's what we want to see, and unfortunately, we won't find the kill onto Joeyscags. Oscuri gonna miss on the Seraphic player. They're not going to find Joeyscags either. I mean, just brilliant plays there coming out from the side of Crocobile. Again, that sort of micro play. Arden is really popping off right now with that gauntlet and with the Badaboom, especially Deadly Hollow as well, getting at Badaboom onto Joey straight into the stun.
Yeah. A little bit unfortunate that we did see one member go down to the gauntlet. Once again, the gauntlet is just claiming life after life today.
The gauntlet is killing people tonight.
Miho OP, pff, get out of here. Gauntlet from Arden. Oh, hell yeah.
One hit gauntlet, one tap.
One tap gauntlet, let's freaking go. Yeah, so far the push will be unfolding in mid lane. Joker, I think, is going to be getting potentially for a Frostburn first item. Just really add a little bit of peeling to his team because Joeyscags is definitely not building that item right now. So that will be adding a lot of extra utility to his team while also adding damage output to this mage Samuel to the jungle position.
Exactly. We see just rotations coming out. Obviously, Samuel Tremwalker very aggressive again in the enemy jungle, trying to get anything that he can find with the barrier treants there, but the rotations are coming out and looks like he's in a bit of bother here. His Anti-Hero has collapsed, and it will be Tremwalker once again going to trespass over, but this time not going to crucible that one, and he will manage to escape. One shot gonna land. He's almost dead though, but they just can't find him now as he is in the CP buff zone. And it will be then moving back, but not before Kieran and Joker pushing that turret. Rudy gonna have to make that rotation back up.
Yeah, they're gonna have to deal with that ASAP. Checking out the itemization pass. Also, Joeyscags has got himself the Serpent Mask. Going to go for the same build he went for earlier, which is potentially going to be for the, you know, the good old fancy Serpent Mask, Breaking Point, Bonesaw. But they're also squishy, actually. Could even not go for the Bonesaw if he felt like he could just go for extra burst damage. Oh, goes for the ultimate. But the Flask will soak it up, and that's going to be Crocodile just barely surviving that encounter. And that leaves now the mid lane turret potentially open for a takedown. But unfortunately, as we know, the sieging potential of a Magnus is not all that insane, at least in the mid-game stage. He needs to get a little bit more itemization. But Oscuri is now going for the item I was talking about earlier. He is going for the Clockwork, which will shut down a little bit more of his damage. He will have a little bit less, but he can just spam his abilities a little bit more, which is always going to be a good thing on the likes of a Magnus, just to be able to really spread around your passive and then go for a big, fat Seraphic Flare. So it just makes you a little bit more reliable as a CP mage.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to see that Clockwork come out, and then obviously go into something like perhaps a Frostburn, really just put out that damage. Even a Shatter Glass, if he does get ahead by the time he can build it, would be good. We just see to eat up both of the Rumble, and now it's going to be Scarf. Not going to matter, though, as he will manage to get stumped up by the Gauntlet Trespass. Not going to matter, Oblivion going to take down Life, going to put him to sleep, but will be the Samuel just die on the back line under that turret. Really just barely getting that valuable member up in using the gauntlet and everything that they had out to try to defend it, but it didn't really matter because he still got put under turret.
What is also really great players that Oscuri got that kill, and at that point in time, Joker was 2-0 situation with 40 CS. That means his bounty actually increased really heavily, and he got that bounty for himself. So Oscuri, that's exactly what I needed, and that actually allowed him to finish his Clockwork and go for an extra heavy Prism. So he's going to be now popping off some serious damage on that Seraphic Flare. But will that be enough to really win these teamfights? That is what we'll have to wait and see, as Eve of Harvest just got purchased by VG Josue. He's ready to look for a little encounter. Does dodge the Fishing Food just in time. The Vanguard does help out just a little bit. Really, the turret will still be staying safe and sound, at least for now, as we hit the 12-minute mark. 3-1 on the board in favor of the Joker. And a goal lead just about 1,000 to 2,000 for also the Joker. So getting a little bit of an advantage, but with 12 minutes in, that is once again just such a small amount that you can just overlook it. It's not going to be impactful in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, we talk about, I was going to talk about a CS lead coming from the Kinetic against obviously Kyo is about 20 CS ahead, but the difference being why they're not so far ahead is because Joeyscags is actually choosing to spend the extra gold he's getting on these infusions, whereas Amkyo isn't, and therefore they're still quite even on the items that they've got, but still ahead. We do see obviously one member falling with Tony in the bot lane to Joeyscags, as we talked about him here. Trespass will be blocked out, but now the water wall coming out, now onto Life, but the Dragon's Breath gonna defensively just have to run away, and the Oblivion have been used to zone them out. And nobody will fall there, but Joeyscags still pushing, has taken that obviously kill onto Tony, and that's really going to hinder the rotations that need to come out now, as Joeyscags will look to pressure the mid lane with Tony having to answer. The gauntlet has come out as well.
This could be a potential ultimate coming out from Oscuri. He's going to go for it, and here's the nuke. That's what he's looking for. He gets a kill on top of the Samuel, and they're going to change their focus over to Crocodilia, and that's going to be also an extra kill for Joeyscags. He's going to get ahead in this one. Really does not have his stuff. Unfortunately, still on a 20-second cooldown, so can't turn that into anything significant. But now, this mid lane turret has to fall, but they're not going to go for it. Okay, they're going to go for ghosting instead, which is fine.
Kyo is also taking the top lane. That will be the first tier turret down, but traded for this objective here on the Ghostwing on this Dragon. However, low health bar, just be careful. Snipe did land on the Ghostwing, but not going to find the steal. And it will be the first Ghostwing of the game. 14 minutes in, going to the side of Joeyscags and Jessica. It will be a lot of that, though. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I'm dead anyways.
Straight away.
Getting a little bit of push. The first mid lane turret will be going in favor of course.
Like they get the Ghostwing, but they lose 2 turrets.
Yeah.
And the member. So in terms of advantage, that actually goes over, in my opinion, to Joker's team.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, the first mid lane turret is just so important to be able to apply more pressure onto the side lanes and also jungle pressure. Like, it just gives you so much more room to fight with that you should always try and look forward to getting these global objectives. Sure, they get the Ghostwing, they lose one member. Unfortunately, that member is not going to be having the Ghostwing buff anymore. And that, of course, is going to be 3 of the members. Not only one, it's going to be 3 No, sorry, only one member. It's going to be Nomad who was caught out of position. My apologies for that. So going to be losing a little bit more of that skirmish. I think they should have gone for the mid lane turret push. That would have been a lot more rewarding on the long run instead of having the buff just lasting a few minutes. But Live does pop the pulse sweep out. So that's going to be good to use up for now at least, as the next fight might be unfolding in the next few minutes. And Crumshaw gets to Cruci. So now a lot of blocks. You're actually going to have normally 3 Crucibles for the side of Midget's gang. We're going to have the Crumshaw, the Lorelei, and the Chainwalker.
Yeah. Like, you need it against Oblivion, you did it against Bad Boom, and it's going to be a case of organising who's going to block what, but just
right.
Let's go in, there's blocked out, and now the Dragons are going to come out. Gauntlet has been blocked up, that is one blocked down, but Dragon can't quite find that kill onto Live, had to get the water to save him there. Nobody's going to go down.
I think we're going to teach Life that, like, you don't have to ult in the enemy team, you know, when you're ulting. You can just ult on the side and you'll be just fine. But,
yeah, you don't have to, like, hug them. Yeah,
you don't have to go, oh, I'm killing guys. No, you don't have to do that. Just stay put, stay on your main position, and you'll be just A-okay. So, Life, like, did it twice. Earlier, he ulted, and he went under turret, and Lorelei was, like, just flipping off, and was like, oh, what's going on? And just used the water wall on top of Life. So, Life, he's got a great Chainwalker, but be a little bit more respectful on where you ult, because it might mess you up a little bit more down the line.
You can even ult backwards, right? Like,
yeah, you can ult where you want.
Defensively, like, if it's not working out, we didn't have a Crucible blocked out. Wasn't going to land, though, the taunt anyways, so that is a Crucible baited out round here with the Vision on favouring Joker's team. And we talk about this siege comp, they're going to burn down these objectives with both a Kestrel and a Scarf, and even the Sandwich to an extent, these Dragons, if they can get a hold of them. So they could even sneak a Dragon away.
Could try and sneak it, but they all have the information they're looking for as the fight going to be kicking off, and Live right off the bat, he's taking quite a heavy hit. Fountain used up early by Nomad Vagabond Cruci to try and absorb the Oblivion Wolf coming on through, but that Dragon Breast is going to be doing quite a bit of work, helping his team to really get on valuable targets. The Taunt working on top of the Grumshaw, going to try and go through the wall, but it's going to be way too late. And now they get the first kill. Rudy out of the picture. 5v4, potentially in favor of the Joker. Oh, be careful, Joeyscags almost getting into the active camo. They will be making out on top, but they are actually pretty low also on the side of the Joker. And Joeyscags, he is ready for the fight. He wants to pick it, but he takes that Spitfire, and that alone is going to say, okay, maybe this is the fight I don't want to go with. This Scarf has a lot of damage, but now they can't even get the mid lane turret, which is a little bit unfortunate. But they're feeling really confident, despite losing that one member, despite losing Rudy. So,
they're chasing him still. They wanted that. They wanted more members, but they're actually just going to go for the Crystal Trent instead. I would have rather seen them actually put pressure on the Blacklaw. They still had the health for it. They could have baited perhaps them in, but the fight, they want to try aggress this. They're not going to find Taunt, but the Crucible has been baited out once again. Bada Boom is used, but they're just going to take Joeyscags out of the picture anyway. It's not going to kill anyone. Oblivion going to miss. Now the Gauntlet coming out, not going to land, and anyone has missed as well. Failed on both ultimates, on all 3 actually, but it doesn't matter. The Dragon's Bed has been stunned up, and now they're in defensive runaway mode. Now Maxman Rudy has joined the team fight. He is back up. Deadly Hollow is the target. Can't quite find him though.
We're only going to be losing Crocoboulier, it seems like, for now. Spitfire going to be unfortunately missing out. The Mark 1 kill will be coming on through. We'll connect on top of Joeyscags, but he was still about full HP, so he will be A-okay. 5 on 5, these two teams are being so respectful. The goal lead, which is just about 400, is absolutely insane to see how these teams are playing smartly, respectfully compared to the 3 first games. They know that the stakes are extremely high. They want to win the first VG Draft Series tournament in Europe. No room for mistake.
We had all competition.
Yeah, no, right. Like... I mean, it's the finals, right? We were expecting it. But these two teams never played against each other too, because we had Group A and Group B, so they never played against each other. It would have been really sad if they actually were both in the same group. Imagine that. We would have lost such a good potential final. So I'm really happy it got seeded that way.
Exactly, right. And certainly just both of them so evenly matched, and usually in a finals, usually one-sided matchup, right? But it is just so fortunate for us. We've got 2 teams that really are pushing it to the max.
Oh, Joycey boy does get a little bit of a hard time. They go for the kinetic ultimate on top. It does get soaked up by Crocoboulier. Crucible going to be popped off by Crocus. That's just fine, but unfortunately, VG also going to be completely out of position. But Joeyscags, though, going to have a little bit of a hard time, but Tony is just going to be taken out of the picture. Same for VG Hoswe.
26 breaking point stacks. Max, he's online. They do not want to fight this kinetic.
Yeah, I don't know really what the positioning was there for both VG Josue and Deadly Hollow. A little bit disappointing for me. And that's going to give normally a free Black Claw pickup, as he's going to be still an extra 20 seconds before Scarf and Tony spawn back onto the Rise. It's going to be 20 minutes. Not going to be empowered. The next Black Claw might be, if they take their time. But the focus from Joker is there. But normally Grumshaw can just try and go into there. Grumshaw can get in there and actually get the stuff on top of the Joker. But he's going to go for the Oblivion pretty early on. Not going to be blocked out, so he gets the 4-man sleep. Kyo is there. He's going to go with the Glimmer Shots. Will he get stolen away? Someone going really low right now.
Oh. He's so low, but
Joeyscags
deleted on the backside with the traffic player as well. And now Crocoboolia going to fall, and that's going to be disaster. Maxman is 40-second cooldown. Also, Deadly Hollow looks like the target. They look like they want this series. Kyo going to fall surely as well. Maxman, this could be the end.
This could be the end indeed. It's getting extremely close.
To push.
I mean, to get the first mid lane, right? But they are pretty low, so they're going to be careful. VG Josue still has his Dragon Breath ultimate, and if his team is ready there to support him, they should be just fine to pull the trigger. But seem like they're still going to be respectful.
First damage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to find it. Obviously, 3 turrets still up. That first hit turret did actually save a lot of pushing potential from the side of Joeyscags team having that still up, thankfully. So they are only lose 2 turrets and about 40% of the health in the base turret there in the mid lane. They do have, obviously, minions pushing into the top, so we're going to have to answer that. Which does leave room in the map to reset, but the Ghost Wing has been taken as well by Joeyscags logistically.
Has come out. Now they're going to try and win a little bit of terrain, a little bit of map pressure around the board. They get the CP buff secured for the Joker. Joker, I talked about it earlier because he's playing the jungle. You had to go for the Spellfire Frostburn itemization. Makes a lot of sense. Brings a lot more utility to the table for your team. Oh, Scurry. Oh my god, Scurry. Don't give me a heart attack like that. Please, please, please. Deadly Hollow does not hit the taunt. Unfortunately, Crocoboolia a little bit off position. Kinetic going to be pushing mid lane, and they know it, so they're feeling extremely confident on this top lane push. Fish Food will not be hitting the mark. Turret taking quite a heavy hit from those Malice and Verdicts.
Joeyscags is just pushing the mid lane, Max.
Yeah, he's just hard pushing. Now he can try and deny the backport, which they're doing. This is really smart play going out from the side of Midget Gang. Deadly Hollow going to be pulled back. He does get the stun as he does get cruciated out way too late. Oblivion blocked out for Midget Gang as now Kesha does pick the 1v1 earlier in mid lane.
Joeyscags is finishing the game, Max.
Oh my god, he's just going for it. Going to try and pick the fight with Kyo. He does get flashed up and the block just to really play as safe as possible. And Joeyscags does get the choke point turret in mid lane. That's going to be giving them so much potential. If they win one more fight, that is game over. And that will be Midget Gang coming out on top in the BO5 finals and securing himself some of this prize for themselves. So this turret was so important, and Joeyscags did such a good decision-making to go for that, and his team really backed up that decision by stopping as many backports as they could. Kestrel went there, but he was able to even shut down Kyo in a 1v1 scenario. What a player.
If Kyo hadn't been there, that armory goes down, and they are in a heck of a worse position.
Yeah, definitely. Going to be checking out. One shot, one kill. Going to be coming out randomly. Does not connect on anyone, unfortunately, but now VG Josue got this good old and trusty Aegis. And trying to get himself away some harm with that one. But now I want to see a lot more team play from both sides. Sometimes some fights happen and there was always like one member missing. So now I want a proper 5v5 skirmish as the taunt connects on top of Nomad Vagabond.
Dragon's Breath and the Bada Boom surely going to follow, but the Oblivion comes out, they got it now, stuck in it, trespass, not going to land traffic flare onto 4 members. Now they're going to Crucible over the gauntlet, and now the Bada Boom going to reset the fight, going to reset the camera as well. And now Crocoboolia going to try do the damage with Deadly Hollow onto life here, but not going to be enough as Oscuri and Nomad are here to finish 1 member. 2 members have fallen with Joe, obviously VG Josue down as well. Joker surely to fall now in a minute. The stun coming out on the Vein Crystal. Joker still so low, though, and it looks like this will be the game, Max. Man, it looks like Midget's Gang will be the first champions if they can pull this off. The 1 member falls, but they don't care. They want the end, but it's going to be 4 men's boy, Max.
No!
Man.
Oh my god, it's so close, Joeyscags!
He's going to end the game!
No!
And he gets it as he dies! Quadra kill, but it doesn't matter as Joeyscags Midget Gang will be your first season VGDS champions.
I literally think right now that Kyo threw the game. I'm not even joking, because if I look carefully, Kyo cancelled his last basic attack. If he did not cancel that last basic attack, Joeyscags could not have got that last basic on the Vein Crystal, and it would have still been game. He would still be playing this one. That was just such a close series. But at the end, there's only can be one winner. And that winner, as I do update the overlay, is going to be the one and only Joeyscags. Congratulations. They'll be moving forward with a juicy amount of monies, if I can say it like that, up their sleeve. Congratulations to them. They've been playing outstandingly and really deserve this one. I think everyone in chat has a global idea who the MVP just might be. I have my little idea in my head, but damn, Highland, what a game.
Oh my goodness, what a series, Max. Joeyscags popping off with his build on kinetic. You just can't let the kinetic through. You just can't let anything through. You just have to ban Joeyscags because he's just too good at everything.
Just too good of a player. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to propose you guys on stream. I'm going to go as a replay, and I want to see if we did have a cancel. I usually wouldn't do a replay, but because it's just so close, I do think a replay is definitely needed to see if Kyo did cancel it.
Right now.
I'm rewatching the stream too, but I just want to make 100% sure to see if it did indeed get cancelled. So let's go real quick, move over to the end.
We'll watch
and let's just see.
Man.
Okay, I'm on the replay right now.
Yeah, they're on the main crystal right now.
Okay, I'm checking out. We've got the fight happening. As you can see, it's extremely close. Joeyscags was basic attacking the Vein Crystal. He got that glimmer shot at the end. He gets one basic attack. Another basic that crits right after this one. He gets it. And I think he cancels one. Oh no, he doesn't even cancel. It's just too late. I thought it was a cancel, but no, it did not happen. It looked different on my side. But that is fine. But still, that is congratulations to them. And Joeyscags taking the win.
Yeah, apparently someone was saying Lorelei cancelled TP as well.
Damn it. There you go. Yeah, I thought it was a cancel on the basic. I guess I didn't see that right, so my apologies for that. But
yeah,
well played. Yeah, that's just 5-1. Joeyscags on his kinetic, just for the good old trusty 7-mask picking point bonus. So you just can't go wrong, right?
I know, right? It was so close. That was the margin. That's what we wanted, Max. That's what we wanted it in. But we got it. We got it. Even if we didn't go to 5 games, what an epic match for that one.